So tonight, we've been seeing an unorthodox character pick from Hitoikkun. They've been trying to represent the Terry Bogard community this evening. And you know, I love this dude. He is great. And Hitoikkun clearly trying to pick up a secondary for some of his weaker matchups with Dedede. But, you know, it's been looking clean tonight. It actually gave B-Rice a run for their money a little bit ago. Yeah. But, you know, this character is really bad off stage, and Arizona loves to smother people in the corner.
No, and if you want to play a character that can kind of take advantage of just, like, over-aggressive mashing, Terry is your man. Just jab strings, a lot of really good get-off-me options. You know, that uppy is so deadly and just really hard to navigate around. And right now,
yeah,
it looks like Kirbstari has really been like taking the lead and setting the pace so far. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but again, a lead is nothing when there's Ghost Sauce, and that's the second Buster Wolf that has whiffed and resulted in a punish for Hitoikkun tonight. A little bit earlier, we saw something similar versus B-Rice, and Hitoikkun got punished for a stock. Fortunately for them, they're still living for a little bit at least, but they weren't able to get a single hit with the Ghost Sauce. They threw out 3 attacks. Not one of them hit their mark.
No, instead, Hitoikkun got yeeted. You don't necessarily think about Ivysaur as having, like, kill throws, but the character's grab game is actually really good. Like, Ivysaur feels like, as Hitoikkun takes one in the face, Ivysaur feels like one of the more, like, relatively solid off zoner characters where it's like you can see where the character kind of struggles by virtue of the character's floatiness. But even then, despite not having necessarily quite the busted toolkit, Ivy is really strong.
Yeah. You know, this might be a hot take. I feel like Terry is one of the weaker FGC characters in this Pokemon trainer matchup. Because, you know, Kazu's got super armor. They can go through some of the more annoying shenanigans that Ivysaur can throw out. And the Ryu and Ken, their main opportunity or their main focus is to put you into hit stun and keep you there and make you you know, have to air dodge, and then they punish you even further. Well, Terry is all about getting a starter into a combo, and frankly, right now, the distance game that Kirbstari is playing is making it difficult for Hitoikkun to get anything significant.
And the switch to Zard as Hitoikkun is going to start playing a bit more aggressively, try to get back into this one, force options. Especially because I think Zard might be one of the characters in this game that doesn't get automatically grabbed by Buster Wolf and shields in time. So... yeah, so that might be a really key advantage here, especially as look at that Bird Knuckle is just trying to key in on particular leg recovery option. And, oh my gosh, Kirbstari! Oh, I think that was supposed to be down smash to set up the tech chase read. It just didn't quite land.
Yeah, I don't know. And there's the
that was a mistake.
Up there to take it stock. Then again, Squirtle is tied for the 3rd lightest character in the game with Mr. Game & Watch, so not difficult to see why that was able to kill, even on Terry's up air. But here's the problem. Now you got to land versus Ivysaur, and you know, the distance game that Ivysaur could bring, I talked about before, we're seeing a lot of that over-aggression that we were talking about Terry being good against, exhibiting from Hitoikkun, which Ivysaur is really good against too.
And Ivy did that work there as Hitoikkun just was flummoxed, and now just get outspaced by the back air and not strong enough DI to survive that one. Kirbstari riding that whip to victory.
Look, the best Charizard in the world is from my region. His name is Bonk. And yes, I said best Charizard.
Wait, did you mean Beast?
Oh, Beast. I got my Philly players mixed up all the time. I'm sorry. Their names.
I was going to say that the Meta Knight community was going to be after you for that one, but yes, I'm sorry.
I don't care. I hate Meta Knight. I hate that character. But anyway, yeah, but you know, I have seen some shenanigans with that back air. If you can hit the sweet spot, you can kill somebody off stage at ridiculously early percent, or on stage. That move is ridiculously strong. It does about 20% on that sweet spot, and also has significant knockback.
Man, it just really feels like Hitoikkun is like vexed with this punish game. Terry has just Terry's neutral is like a punish game. It basically is trying to respond out of like there's some zoning tool with the power wave with different speeds, but in this matchup against PT and Squirrel's rush down, a lot of it is just like trying to whiff punish, and Hitoikkun's just not coming up with the right answer, the right combination. Kirbstari is a lot more comfortable maneuvering around Hitoikkun's button pressing, as you can see here.
And look, I like this commitment to the Terry as well. They're not switching to the DDD just yet, which we're usually seeing for every set we've seen Hitoikkun on stream tonight. This is their third. They usually go for one game as Terry and then switch to the DDD first with it. But they recognize now that they're in a position where they were
in a position to capitalize there on Kirbstari's mistake, trying to get a little fancy with the whip cancel at ledge, and Hitoikkun just pressed the victory button there. Like, oh, thank you, that's a good gift.
Yeah, and dude, he doesn't even have he has Ghost Sauce on now, but you know, with that stock being taken without Ghost Sauce on deck gives a lot of space to Hitoikkun to actually start landing some of those crazy options.
That lack of power geyser right there, almost coming in the fight. Hitoikkun trying to stress this lead. Whoa, the crack shoot. Okay.
What a jump read.
That was so good.
So smart. Crack shoot to catch the out of shield jump. That's amazing. And he catches the switch with the Buster Wolf.
Oh, and try to keep going for another button press win there with the burn knuckle and the power geyser, but Kirbstari just enough patience to avoid it. What? Oh, that's not fair.
Yeah, Hitoikkun burnt their jump to get out a hit stun, but they didn't use a down B or a side B to make it back to stage.
Yeah.
So they didn't have enough space for the up B to come out. But man, those down tilts into the burn knuckles are so devastating at these percent, especially this close to the corner. If they can hit another one of those, that could be a stock.
No, I feel like Kirbstari has some matchup experience. He's busted out, or they've busted out some punishments for Terry at ledge with both Ivy and Zard that I've never seen come out before. So, but right now, Hitoikkun, despite how that last stock ended, still kind of right in this lead. Get back to ledge.
No jump. Yeah, and that's Kirbstari taking a gift there and giving it a gift receipt, putting it back in the mail and shipping it off to Hitoikkun for a stock.
Yeah, like a heat-seeking missile off stage. Very, very good from Kirbstari. The punish game's clean. ET main. Oh, ooh.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, Kirbstari with a pretty strong lead in this match.
Be careful though, because this is Terry and leads. Oh my gosh, I love that F smash read, but surprisingly, Kirbstari was able to fast fall. Oh no! Oh, that was disastrous.
He jumped and used his side B. All he had was the air dodge there, unless he would risk going high. But nah, that's unfortunate there. And Hitoikkun might need to bring out the DDD because you know the Terry was working, bro. Yeah. It was, but you know they just got a little bit too overambitious in a lot of situations.
The crack shoot, and then oh my, you know what? I'm not gonna lie, like because you're so taught to keep your eye on your opponent, sometimes weird little situations like that where you're trying to air dodge back to ledge, it feels like a giant mistake and miscalculation. But if Hitoikkun was like trying to like eye where Kirbstari was, it's really an understandable kind of forced error. It's just a little unfortunate, you know?
For sure, dude. And hey, we are seeing a double character switch here in this game number 3. We're seeing the Kirbstari Lucario coming out to deal with the DDD from Hitoikkun.
I wonder if there's like a player matchup change or counter pick, or if there's like some other story to Kirbstari's Lucario. Do you know if Kirbstari played Lucario in Smash 4?
I don't know. I know very little about this player. I think the big thing is that, you know, probably something similar to what we were seeing with the Terry earlier, where, you know, they were like, okay, I want to work on my secondary, especially because it's a smaller bracket tonight. I think that's kind of the thought process behind both these players playing new characters other than their mains. Okay, and
here comes the DD ledge trapping that Hitoikkun is well known for. That's nice there. Kirbstari made like 2 mistakes and paid with his talk.
I'm going to be real with you. I definitely expected Lucario to have enough gas to make that back, but I think the fact that they weren't at a deficit at that situation and only at 70% meant that their recovery went less distance than it usually does. And right now, with a bit of a lead, Hitoikkun is tearing Kirbstari apart.
Wow. That time, Kirbstari just taking the direct route. Trying to arc back into that nice up smash. Sadly, DDD can kind of get caught in like just basically being turned around while the opponent's in them, essentially, and that was just why Hitoikkun fell for that. Oh! Stage fight? Not quite. Oh man, that was very unlucky for Kirbstari not to die there.
Yeah, dude. But hey, this is where it gets particularly scary if your name is King DDD, because you are a big target. So those Aura Spheres are going to be completely terrifying for you to deal with.
I will say that Kirbstari is trying to not necessarily go for a lot of the Aura Sphere charge damage. You kind of see a lot of the cards go for like close quarter stuff, just in order to avoid likely the inhale. You just don't want to get reversal like that. A nice up tilt there from Hitoikkun, able to just kind of clean up after himself.
Yeah,
no,
if there's one move in Dedede's kit, bro, that's underrated, it is that up tilt. It's wicked fast, has a huge hitbox, kills. You can combo into it with fall down aerials. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can do with that.
Hitoikkun tried a training room sequence. Kirbstari there with a double dash attack. Not quite going to work. Kirbstari is still the fighting chance here. Doing all they got here. Try to skip the clean 3-0. Okay, up throw up air. And charge.
Good amount of damage there. But hey, man, this is Rage and Aura there. A ton of it, too, and nearly an even game after that up smash.
Try to escape the wind hitbox, hit detention box. Honestly, it's actually kind of deceptive how high the wind detention box is for Dedede. I've seen some players get away with like throwing hitboxes where it's like they hit Dedede's head there. At ledge now.
We're looking at the beginning of the end for either of these guys. One strong hit from either of them, and we can either see a 3-0 or a reverse 3-0 incoming, but it was the back air, a nice drift back, a little bit of movement there from Kirbstari to net them the win. A 3-0 victory